What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Yes, we are live here on this Monday. It's not Victory Monday, but why not? We won this week, so why can't we continue to enjoy our victory? Hey, Victory Monday it is, man. What's up, everybody? Listen, man, we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to break up the streams like we did last time. That way I don't bore a lot of people. They can check out the streams that they love the topics of. We're going to be talking about the Byron Jones update on this one. We're going to be talking about some secondary stuff. Really breaking down Flores's press conference. It's a lot to talk about. Y'all know I'm a man of words. When I hear specific words, I dissect them and go in from there to determine what's really being said, So let's break it down. But before we do, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's see. Did YouTube send out a notification? Maybe they did. We're only a minute in and we got 70 people. Maybe. We'll see in about 5 minutes. We shall see. All right, so hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to TDPHINSTALK if you're new to the channel. Make sure you check me out on all my other platforms. The alert is on point. Cool. It's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Sportscaster, DolphinsTalk.com. All of the tags are TDPHINSTALK. So make sure that you check me out. I got a notification. So maybe they're working now. Maybe they sent in a notification, man. That's what's up. Y'all saw how they were doing me last week. They were like, oh, we going to suppress his little channel. That's what they were doing. I hit 10K and they were like, I don't like how he hit 10K like that. I don't know what they were doing, man. But it's all good, man. We back and we live. Love y'all, man. Listen, like I said, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm glad. I see everybody saying they got the notification. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Now we just got to have everybody turn their notifications on. But it's all good, man. Listen, let's break this down. I want to dive into some stuff, but I wanted to give a shout out first because the first person in the room was James Little. Appreciate you coming through. And Sean Jones said, TD, you gone live for a long time. I just spoke you up. I was wondering if you was going to go live. I refreshed my YouTube. Yes, I'm live, Sean. Appreciate you speaking me up, homie, man. It's all love. All love. Nothing but it, man. All right, so let's dive into business. We're going to give this Byron Jones update. The update on Byron Jones. Y'all ready for this? This is breaking news now. You're hearing it from TDPHINSTALK first. No, you're not. Brian Flores today virtually gave us no update on Byron Jones. All he did is said that he's working hard to get back. He's doing everything he can to get in a better place, and we will see this week. That's not news, ladies and gentlemen. That's not news. We sure do hope that we get Byron Jones this week, though. We hope that we get Byron Jones this week. We're going to need him if we're going to have any shot at beating Seattle. Flores spoke about it today. He basically said, man, this team, you basically got to play high-level football in all facets to compete with this team. They're a team that doesn't have a lot of new players. And then the new players that they have are dogs like Adams and other guys are going to be hard to deal with. He basically, I'm not going to say the man conceded the game, okay? But he basically said, man, this is going to be a tough battle. He basically kind of told you to brace. That's what I heard from him. But good old TD, baby. Let's go. Hey, Flores, figure it out. How can you get a W out of this, Flores? I know it ain't going to be easy. Nobody's going to blame you for a loss. But how can we get a W out of it? Not only how can we get a W out of it, if we don't win, how can you show that this team can compete with the best? Even if it ends in a loss. How can you show that this team can compete? All right? It's that simple. That's what we're going to need, man. So, listen, like I said, we're going to need Byron Jones to do that. And he said he's making a lot of improvements. We will see how it goes this week. That's all I have on that. But I want to talk about one more thing on this stream that was interesting about his press conference. Shout out to the homie Scott Zeiss with the donation says, "Sup, TD, fins up. We got this game." I hope so. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Got to have the Lipton green tea, on deck. And take me a sip, man. Look like them angry boys, but it's not. Oh, I'm leaking. Got that Lipton. No, I'm not sponsored. Maybe they can give me a call. But I'm chugging it in the beer glass. That's all good, man. But anywho, I got to talk about something else Flores said. There's a lot of things he said I got to talk about today. The next stream is going to be a little bananas, man. Y'all, listen, I'm going to go in a little bit. But anyway, listen. Flores spoke about Bobby McCain. Now, you know how everybody, a lot of Dolphins fans, Bobby don't need to play safety. Bobby this, Bobby that. I think we're just wrong. That's why every time somebody brings up Bobby to me, I don't trash Bobby. I just say, Bobby ain't playing that bad. I mean, y'all making it seem like he's looking like trash out there. And you also have to understand it's the coaches that's having him in those deep sets. But Flores made good points. Bobby is playing very well. He's making a lot of tackles. He's not missing tackles. He's doing a lot of good things. He's starting to break balls up. But then he said something that was interesting to me. He said, in that secondary, Bobby is playing great, and he's the leader, and he's leading the way. He's like the quarterback on defense. And Flores ended his comment, and this is what was interesting to me. He said, I just need the rest of the guys in the secondary to play as well as Bobby. Whoa! I said, whoa! Whoa! He said, Bobby is playing really good football. I need the rest of the guys in the secondary to play as good as Bobby. That's pretty much what he said. I was like, who is he talking about? He need everybody else to play as well as Bobby? I'm like, now let's start with Bobby. Because the truth is Bobby has played well in the safety. Let me say this. I want to address something when it comes to this. Because we do players unfair. He's not even a true safety. What that got to do with him playing a position and playing it well? Just because somebody ain't true at that position and definition of true, I'm assuming most people feel like he didn't play it in college and high school and all of that stuff. He's not a true safety. What does that have to do with somebody playing a position and doing it well? They said the same thing about Tannehill. He ain't even a true quarterback. He a wide receiver, which was false. He actually wasn't a true wide receiver. He's a true quarterback. It's that simple. People have this narrative built in that if you switch position and things aren't going great in the secondary, all of a sudden it's your fault. He doesn't need to be there. Well, in my drawer. It's somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. So, my bad, y'all. So, listen, man, at the end of the day, and Flores even admitted it. He said Bobby's playing really well in the safety. He's playing really well in the safety. I just, if everybody else can play as well as Bobby is. I was like, whoa, did he just say that? And it wasn't because of Bobby, because I know Bobby's been playing well. It's just we're not used to seeing Bobby back there, and I still will hold on to the belief that Bobby is a better nickel. But he is playing well at the safety. That's why when people come on the show, I let them on. They like, Bobby doesn't need to. I don't say anything good or bad. I'll just be like, people got their opinion. Because deep down, I'm like, I don't think that's fair. Bobby's actually playing. If he is playing out of position, he's doing it for the team. Not only is he doing it for the team, but he's not as bad as people are trying to make it seem. So Flores echoed that sentiment today. But when he said, we can get everybody else in the secondary to play as well as Bobby, I was like, man, I wish he would have gave us some names. This Tito. Lipton green tea. Wish you would have said some names. This Tito. Anywho. But yes, man. So at the end of the day, man, we're just going to keep an eye on that situation. I just thought that was real interesting that he brought that up and that he said that. That's more ice than tea. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Fitzanity. You're right, man. Let me see if I can tap it off. It's all good. Oh, man. I see what you're doing there, TD. You see that? You see what I'm doing? Oh, okay. Think I see it too. If you're missing the picture, turn the flash on or remove the lens cap. TD trying to get that endorsement deal with Lipton. Nah, it ain't that simple. They got a customer in TD free advertisement. I like me some green tea, man. Lipton green tea. So hit me up, Lipton. Your boy got bills. Oh, man, y'all crazy. Yeah, leave Bobby McCain where he is unless he's being moved back to the slot. By the way, Flores didn't mention X playing well. I guess he's still injured. Yeah, right. I was reading from Donald Young's comment, y'all. I don't want y'all to think that was me that said that. Okay. We better have a plan for Metcalf. I'm back. Hopefully, Byron Jones is good. I hope so too. We're gonna need him in this game, and if we go without him in this game, it just makes it that much harder. We're gonna need as many good corners as we can possibly have on the field for this game. We're at home, guys. They have to travel across the pond. Listen, they are off today. Their bodies sore from banging with the Cowboys. They're off today. They're sitting back at home off today. Tomorrow they'll get back to work. Wednesday they'll work. Thursday they'll work. And Friday they might be headed out. They might be traveling Friday or Saturday morning. So, and they're on their way to Miami across the country. Across the country. What, a 6-hour flight maybe? 5 or 6 hours? Across the country, man. Got that jet lag going. Usually you want to fly out early if you're leaving that late. So listen, y'all. We've had 10 days. We also got to watch them play Dallas to prepare for it. We just got to contain Metcalf and Lockett. Metcalf and Lockett we have to contain. We also have to make sure that they don't establish the run game against us. Offensively for us, it's going to be a tough battle because their defense knows how to stop the run. They know how to stop the run. And yes, good point. 6-hour flight plus a 1 p.m. start. Let me tell you, it's less than 6 hours because, listen, no, it's a 6-hour flight, but remember, they got a 3-hour time difference on an early game. They're all out of whack in this. It depends on when they fly. They'll be smart. They will be smart to fly out Friday evening. They would be smart to fly out Friday. Actually, like Friday at, man, they would be smart if they flew out Friday at 2 p.m. Touchdown in Miami around 8. Have a late night, get into the hotel, get in their room, going straight to sleep. Waking them up on Saturday, having meetings in the hotel, a walkthrough at the stadium maybe. I don't know how they do it. And sticking a whole day in Miami. That way they can get the feel of the time zone shift. All of that. And then they can get them some sleep at night and come to the early game. But if they do leave out Friday around that time, that means they're at their facilities ready to head to the airport around 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. So they only have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now, if they want to be, hardcore about it and fly out on Saturday, 6 hours, which is going to take up their day. I love it. And the time change, they're going to be a little discombobulated, man. A little discombobulated. So we shall see. Bobby McCain, insert Bob Sanders, Colts film. Carson hasn't been ruled out yet. I know. I'm not ruling anyone out until they're out. That would be the smart thing to do. We have 200 people watching. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Only 77 likes. Let's talk about one more before I go to my next stream, because the next stream I'm going to be going off a little bit. Let's talk about another thing. Mike Gesicki. They brought up Mike Gesicki, and Flores says he's made a lot of improvements since being a rookie. But it's something about it that Flores, listen, I want to tell y'all, this was interesting to me. Because Flores, let me tell y'all something. He don't give no player credit. I mean, he give players credit. But he always ends with his famous line of, there's still room for improvement. A lot of work to be done. Because it stands true for almost every situation. He said that about Mike Gesicki. He's saying he also left a few plays out there on the field. Stuff y'all got to think about when you watch the film. As beastful as Gesicki is, he said like the top of his route coming out of breaks and different things, he still got to improve on. Which he was right. But the reason why I preface that is because it reminded me that even though he gave Gesicki credit and said he's made a lot of improvements since being a rookie, and you can see his skill and athleticism coming out, but there's still so much to improve. He said it with Byron Jones earlier this year. He's a great player, blah, but there's so much to improve. Calvin Noy, he said it. He said it with everybody, and that's what blew me with the Bobby McCain. That was the first time he didn't say that about a player. Now, he was like, Bobby's playing very well. He's been a leader back there, putting people where they belong. I just, if the rest of the secondary can play as well as Bobby. I was like, oh, boy. But that's what entertained me. And you know what? Since we already got a lot of people on this stream, I'm not going to go to the next one. I'm just going to talk about it now, man. I'm going to talk about it now. So, in the video at 3:55 in his press conference, I want y'all to pay attention to something because Flores made me mad. Let me sip some tea before I get started. Flores made me a little upset. I kind of banged the table like, okay, let me explain this to y'all. So, they asked about the offensive line and Austin Jackson, okay? And he said, they asked, specifically since he's playing so well, what do you think about it? And like classic Flores, right? Everybody can use improvement, blah, 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 but the kid is playing great. But then he said something that made me mad. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what he said about Austin Jackson. But while I'm telling y'all what he said about Austin Jackson, I want y'all to think about another player. Okay? I want y'all to think about another player. And when I'm done saying what he said about Austin Jackson, I want y'all to tell me what player I am mad about when he says this. Okay? He starts out by saying, now here are the key words. Being a rookie. Oh my gosh, Flores. You're confusing me. He said, Austin Jackson, being a rookie, there are things he's learning every time he goes out on the field. Every time he steps on the field, he's learning so much. This situation, that situation, how teams play you on third down, how they this and that. And it's nothing but valuable experience. And every time he steps on the field, he's learning something new. And then he ends it by saying, this isn't specific to just Austin, but all rookies. For real? Are you kidding me? It's specific to all rookies? Then what are we doing? Y'all put it in the comment section. Who comes to mind after you hear Flores say, isn't that some of the biggest contradiction there is? Is that not a contradiction? They talk about Austin Jackson and he says being a rookie, there's things he's learning every time he goes out on the field. This situation, that situation, he's learning valuable information on the field. All different scenarios and situations. You basically can't get this unless you're on the field. And then he ends it with, this isn't specific to just Austin, but all the rookies. No, it ain't all the rookies. What are we talking about? Like, come on, man. So it applies to Austin Jackson, but it don't apply to Tua Tagovailoa. Man, somebody said TDB catching everything. I'm a reader of words because what you say and how you say it makes a difference. You can decipher stuff. Now, when y'all hear that, go back and listen to the interview. I ain't building it up to make it something. I ain't building it to make it something. But come on. You're gonna literally concede that being on the field basically gives you the best experience. But what about Tua? Listen, man, is the kid no good? And Florida, somebody need to come out in the press conference. Is Tua as good as you thought he'd be? Just ask the question. Just ask the question. Is Tua as good as you thought he'd be? Because it's making no sense. It's making no sense. Oh my gosh, man. Common sense all around us, man. It's just crazy. Titty, we need to get you a press pass. Man, I can get a press pass, but I don't want to go to all those community events and stuff during COVID right now. I've already spoken with the Dolphins. We already had the plan in place, but the requirements I'm not willing to do right now. Do all of that. Just going to any events, social events, community events. I'm not doing that right now during COVID. And a matter of fact, it didn't matter now anyway because they're not allowing anyone to do it right now. Come on, man. Do it, bro. Listen. No, I mean, when the time comes, when everything's right. But listen, man. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. You can't make this up. Being a rookie, there's things he's learning every time he's on the field. Man. Listen. And I know I said, that's the big contradiction from Flo, but maybe it's not. It's a contradiction if Tua is a great quarterback. Then it's a contradiction. But that's why I'm like, God, somebody walk up in there one day and just say, Coach Flo, is Tua everything you thought he'd be? Is he as great as you thought he'd be? Somebody need to just ask the straight up questions. Because it makes no sense. Once again, I'm sitting here looking at Dak Prescott, a guy from day one, continue to play well. Russell Wilson, a guy from day one, continue to play well. I'm looking at players like Josh Allen. I'm looking at players like Herbert already out there playing well. Taking this, oh my gosh. Taking his team to overtime. That's the third game in a row he had a striking distance to win at the end. Rookie quarterback not getting blown out because he holding his own on offense. Joe Burrow fighting every week. Herbert was due to injury, though. Yeah, regardless, he out there. He out there fighting. Now, once again, if Tyrod is all better, if they put Tyrod in, then that's that dumb organization. Especially if you already know Tyrod ain't even your future. Herbert has already answered the question in 3 weeks that Tyrod ain't your future. I am. Tell me I'm wrong. Herbert is their future. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. CD, believe it or not, I believe quarterback Noah Monogamy should play DK Metcalf. Noah Auburn shut down DK and AJ Ole Miss. 2018, DK doesn't run Chris routes. Put X on wide receiver Tyler Lockett. I don't listen. I'm with it all. I just know that they got to have a good game plan and they got to work. They got to. It has to work. Whatever the game plan is. Herbert is awesome. That kid looks special, man. He can throw the ball. He can really throw the ball. Here's your answer, TD. Flores makes sure the O-line has jailed for Tua. Grand entrance. Carlos, don't fool yourself. This O-line already gelling. Don't fool yourself, bro. Let me tell you, it's going to be hard for the O-line to get much better than this. It's going to be hard for him to get much better than this. This don't have nothing to do with the O-line. I don't know why people keep bringing that up. Tua not playing has nothing to do with the O-line. Nothing. You need patience. I don't need anything but God. That's it. That's it. I don't need patience. I'm not impatient. The fact of the matter is, people need to understand something. There are facts here. There are facts that are presented. So y'all stop this opinionated stuff. Opinions are all good. You have every right to them. But when facts are being delivered, cut all that opinion crap out. Facts are on the table. Flores said best player wins the job. Is Tua Tagovailoa better than Ryan Fitzpatrick? That's the only thing you need to ask yourself. And you need to answer that question. You need to answer that question. Because let me be clear about something for all y'all who fall in love with Fitzpatrick winning you a game. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not a franchise quarterback. If right now Ryan Fitzpatrick was 25 years old, is he the guy that you want to sign a 5-year deal? Answer the question. Is he the guy that you want to sign a 5-year deal? Answer the question. We're looking for a franchise quarterback. So if Tua is not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, put 2 and 2 together. If he ain't better than the guy that you would not sign on a 5-year deal if he was 25, then how could he be your franchise quarterback? So your only way out of this is to say Tua is definitely better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then I ask you another question. Why in the heck he ain't playing? Why ain't he playing? Best player plays. So don't say I'm being impatient. I'm just looking for answers. Maybe Flores one day will say, we didn't want to play him because we were worried about his injury. We got an answer. I don't know why you would be worried about it, but hey, we got an answer. That could be the reason. I don't know. But that's the only reason I talk about it, because I need an answer. And we all don't have one. We all out here, this is why, that's why, that's why, that's why. He can come out and say the kid's no good. We got an answer. He can come out and say, hey, Greer told me I have to play Fitz. I don't know. Who knows? But we'll have an answer. But we talk about it because things are not adding up. That don't make me impatient. I'm just searching for the truth. I am just searching for the truth. You give me A, B, then why I can't sit here and talk about why C ain't happening? Oh, you impatient. No, I'm not. I just want the answer. I just want the answer. That's it. It's that simple. Not impatient. But I tell you what, if the answer, when it's all said and done, is that the kid just isn't good enough, and you wait till next year to find out, all y'all gonna wish that he started week 1, game 1. All y'all gonna wish that you knew this sooner. But that ain't gonna happen, TD. So you don't even want to go down that. You don't even want to take your mind down that road because you just automatically assume. Now remember the key word: you are making an assumption. For all of you who say, "Oh, that ain't gonna happen," he's the greater. You are making an assumption. And if you don't think you're making an assumption, then you're lying to yourself. And if you lie to yourself, you lie to whoever. But it ain't nothing wrong with you making that assumption, but at least acknowledge that you are. That's all I'm saying. At least acknowledge that you are. There's nothing wrong with making that assumption, but at least acknowledge that you are. It's an assumption. It's that simple. TD, could you answer Mr. McCrown's question to why perhaps Tua isn't playing? Mr. McCrown. I don't see Mr. McCrown in the comment section. Let me see. It must have went by too fast. But to answer his question to why Tua isn't playing, I just answered it. I have no clue. I go down all the scenarios of what it could be. Number one, they're worried about his injury. I look at all the facts in that. Doctors, coaching staff, everybody, he's 100% healthy without limitation. He's off of the injury report list because he's no longer rehabbing. This is what's given to us. So I don't want to use that as a high probability of worried about his injury. I just do elimination. Nick Poverman said, what happened to trust the system? Watch this, y'all. Can you tell me what the system is? See, do I need to give y'all a speech on blind trust? Do I need to sit here and I'm not going to give a speech on blind trust. All I got to do is tell y'all blind trust and don't rock around here. So I do trust the system. But any part of the system that I don't know about, you can't expect me to trust. And Tua not starting, ain't nobody said this is why he ain't starting. Because if we know why he ain't starting, then we know the system for us to trust. Of course I said trust the system, Nick. Are you not listening? You're supposed to trust the system. But you got to know what the system is. So at any point, they stop telling you what the system is, or you don't know that part of the system, you ain't got to trust that part. I trust that we rebuild, and I trust that we're trying to bring in players that can stick long term and move out ones that can't and continue to have replacements on this roster for people that are on a contract. I trust that this is a 2-year process. I trust the system. But now we got a situation that ain't a part of the system that I knew it to be. Come on. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mommy calling you. Mommy calling you.
Mommy,
Are you running from her? Go to mommy. Okay? Yeah, I am an advocate of trust the system. But how you going to trust the system you don't know what it is? I've been telling y'all what the system is. And y'all been telling me that Tua is the best thing since sliced bread. So when y'all told me that, and they drafted him, that told me the system said we found our franchise quarterback, and if he's as good as advertised, he's going to beat out Fitz, and he's going to start week 1. That's the system. But that ain't happened. So I don't understand a part of this system, so why would I trust it? It's that simple. Let me help some of y'all understand something. Listen, y'all want certain things that I say to be infinite. Nothing I'll ever say is infinite. If new information is presented, a person that is impartial, that is unbiased, is going to change their opinion based off of the new information. I tell y'all, Xavier Howard isn't as good as y'all think. And then Xavier Howard has a good game last week. He comes out versus Seattle, have 10 interceptions. And every week going forward, he has 10 interceptions. Don't come to TD's channel looking for me to make an excuse about why he still suck. He don't suck. I was wrong. But some of y'all think that things can't change. It's called being impartial. It's called believing in something. And then if that's proven wrong, you're man enough or woman enough to say, I was wrong. Y'all want me to stick to some of the things that I've said in the past, and if it doesn't turn out to be true, to what excuse is he going to make? None. We got new information. Like some of y'all should try that. Some people rather be right than live in truth. They rather be right. Shout out to James with the donation. Right now, the team in Flores trusts Fitzpatrick. So what are you saying? I like that comment. They don't trust Tua? I'm just curious. So they don't trust Tua? So they don't trust Tua? Maybe not. You might be on to something, James. You might be on to something, homie. It's crazy, man. Let me see. What did he say? This is not a big deal. Eventually, we will see Tua play. Yep. And can see it for ourselves. Exactly. It's not life-saving stuff. Fins up no matter what. I agree with that comment. Eventually, we're going to see him play. And we'll see for ourselves. And at that point, everybody will give their own opinion. Mine is just hoping that we see him this year. Because I don't want to go into next year and we all see him play. And then we all are disappointed when we could have known that before and went into 2021 with the right target. TD, please respond. TD, here's Mr. McCown's question. Do you believe Tua is not playing because he could be not ready to read defenses at the quarterback position? I think that might be spot on, Mr. CW Brown. And the reason why I say that is because what was the area of opportunity? And I said this and people got mad at me and they were like, oh, I'm a Tua hater. But when before Tua was drafted, I told y'all his weaknesses from his college film. I said that, y'all remember that whole thing about a one-read quarterback? I said that Tua was a one-read quarterback. And I didn't mean that in the most negative sense of, oh, he's trash, or he's just a one-read guy and he can't read anything else. I said that the thing that might hurt Tua in his professional development is the fact that his team around him was so good that it's not that he was a one-read quarterback. It was the fact that that's all he had to be successful. Like if your first read is wide open, why in the heck are you reading number 2, 3, and 4? You see what I'm saying? That was the luxury he had in college. And he hit his first read at least 85% of the time. 85% of the time he hit his first read. So I went and looked at his small sample size of interceptions, which from a statistical standpoint, it is the most phenomenal thing ever. And hopefully people hear me say that because they'll still say I'm a hater. This man barely threw any interceptions in college. But when you take every single one of them, they were from the best competition and the best defenses that he's played. And The first read definitely wasn't there. And he was looking around and made a mistake on like 2 of the 6 or 7. And the rest of them, he actually went after his first read and didn't care what the defense was doing. He just threw it. Bad throws. These aren't tip-ups off of the wide receiver's hands into the defender. It was like, why did you ever throw that? Because he's so used to his guys being wide open, he'll drop back to pass. He already knows he's going left, but he'll look right to look the safety off and go left and don't even know what's going on over there. And his guy is usually so wide open that it's touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. But when he plays the best defenses and he does that and throw it, they pick him off. And he never even saw the defender. Why? Because he never even looked. He never even looked. So, and then I credited him. I said the reason why it works so much is because he has mechanics that are better than anyone I've ever seen. Drop back to pass. Look off the safety. Like he always pulls the safety off in a lot of cases. LSU, it was LSU that said it. They said, oh, it was a piece of cake beating Tua. We already knew what to do. He's going to try to look off the safety, don't fall for it, and you'll rip him apart. They said that, not me, and they were right. And they beat him. And they got picks off of him. They said he doesn't read. They said this, not me. They said he doesn't read defenses. He already knows where he's going to go, so don't go for any of his head movement. He has great mechanics. He's going to always look off like the biggest plays where he's going. So I reported that, and I saw it myself on film, and people just tried to rip me apart. Oh, you're the biggest Tua hater. That's not a flaw. Oh, you're just a hater. I wasn't hating. I looked at film, and that's what I saw. And then months later, after arguing it so long, LSU players came out and said it. I showed everybody. And then after another month of arguing it, the conversation was over. You know why? Tua Tagovailoa at the Super Bowl on stage was asked, what's the biggest thing you need to do and improve on? He said reading defenses. You know, not predetermining where I'm going to go with the ball. These are his exact words. And I showed you all when he said it. And I said there shouldn't be any more argument about it. The man said it himself, and y'all got mad at me for pointing it out based off a film that I saw. He had said it himself. He said not predetermining where I'm going with the ball and actually reading defenses is where I can improve. These were his words. And people just don't want you to be critical of anyone. And it's not right. You have to be critical of everyone until they show you otherwise. One moment, guys. What's wrong? Yeah, I'll put it to him. He'll get it. Just give him 2. My bad, guys. But yeah, man, that's what happened, and a lot of people got mad at me. They unsubscribed. They unsubscribed to the channel because they feel like I was being a Tua hater when I was just calling it how it was. I was just calling it how it was, man. But that could be, and I mean, let's go a step further on that, because I'm glad you asked that question. It could very well be the case. Let me tell you why. In training camp this year, what did Flores say? On a day that they reported that Tua had like 11 completions or something like that, like 11 of 11, and even the beat writers reported, you know, he had a lot of checkdowns. None of the passes were deep. That same evening, Brian Flores came out in a press conference when they asked about the quarterback play. He said, you know, all the guys are making great plays and all the guys are, you know, have room for improvement. But what we don't want to be is a check down team. We don't want to be making check down throws every play. And I thought he was speaking directly about Tua, because they were talking about Fitzpatrick throwing deep balls and completing them in touchdowns. Rosen had threw some deep balls. And before Flores even said that in a press conference, everybody came out and was like, Tua made a lot of throws today that were complete, but they were all just about checkdowns. And Flores came out the exact day saying, but we cannot be a check down team. And that left us saying, hey, is he just trying to play it safe, look good, get the completions instead of taking shots and stuff like that? And I couldn't speculate because I wasn't there. But that's what I conclude from a hypothesis if I'm to make an educated guess. So he doesn't want to make that mistake in messing up reading defenses and getting picked off. And I think, and don't quote me on that, but I think that could be a large part to why he's not playing, is because he's not ready. He's not ready to step to that next level yet. That doesn't mean he's not going to be, but that's what it is. That's what it is, man. It's that simple, man. But anywho, I just think that the kid just may not be ready. And time will tell. I think he'll be all right as time goes, man. He'll be all right as time goes. I agree 100% with that. Well, I don't know. That's the theory that I'm coming up with. He's just not ready to be the Miami Dolphins starting quarterback to take the reins yet, because he's just not 100% comfortable in this role yet. It doesn't mean he won't be, but right now he's just not. And he's been practicing, so maybe he's getting more and more and more acclimated. And when we do see him, we'll see the best product. But I wish, they'll come out and say it. But they don't have to. They're not responsible to. And on top of that, you know what? And to be fair, if I was the head coach, I wouldn't come out and say that either. I wouldn't come out and say, Tua's just not ready yet. He has some work to do on this, that, and this. You just keep that even keel. So I get that. But for fans, of course, it's going to be frustrating. And then on top of it, how long is it going to take for them to feel comfortable in him reaching that level? Kenneth said, remember, no conventional training camp and preseason. Don't sleep on this. True, that's a great point. But here's where I kind of push back on that too. Burrow nor Herbert had a traditional one either. They didn't have one either. That's why when everybody say, oh, we only got beat because we didn't have a preseason, that same team that beat you didn't either. That same team that beat you didn't either. So it's different ways to look at it. I'm not ignoring all the things that some of you all are saying, because you all have logical points, very logical points. But we're being transparent and just keeping it 100. Whoever asked that question, I forgot who it was, but great question, because at the end of the day, the kid just may not be ready yet. And I said earlier, a few months ago, that if he can't beat Fitz out, then I'm concerned. And maybe I was being a little too harsh with that. No, I'm not. No, you need to listen. There still should be attributes right now that's better than Fitz, but it is what it is. It is what it is. When we see him, we'll see him. And hopefully the guy we see throws 10 interceptions, 10 touchdowns in the first 2 weeks combined. I don't know. Who knows? But what I do know is if he comes out and he's balling out first game, 5 touchdowns, told you, TD, you were wrong. They're these ignorant people again. When did I ever say he wouldn't come out and ball out? Never. I just said that I don't know. And that's what I'm nervous about. It's that simple. The Dolphins want Tua to play, but he's not ready. then you think they want him to? Well, they don't want him to play if he ain't ready. But I think I see what you're saying. They want him to play, but he has to be ready. So then, what is the goal for this season? Good question, Mr. CW Brown 3. So the goal for this season, after determining that Tua isn't ready, if that's the case, that makes me step back for a second and reevaluate it, because the goal for this season, I guess, is to get him up to speed, get him ready. Maybe the goal for this season ain't even what's happening on the field, but off with him. And also, the goal for this season is to get these young players acclimated and teach them how to become leaders, because you need to look at these contracts we signed. The Ted Karrases, the Flowers of the world, the Ogballs, and all of that. These guys are 2-year deals. They are not in the long-term plan. They are here to teach the youngins how to be grown ones, you know? And maybe that's a part of this year's plan too. Teach them how to compete, teach them how to be pros, and teach them how to be the next leaders for the next group of young players that come in. Because after this year, you have to look for Christian Wilkins to be the undeniable leader on that D-line. After next year, you got to look for Mike Gesicki, players like that, players like Devontae Parker, players like, you know, there's certain players that's going into year 3, 4, or 5. You got to look for them to be the face and the leader of this organization ahead of our quarterback. Yeah, he's going to get all the praise and all the interviews, but don't mistake it. When it comes to the true leadership of this organization, it's going to take at least 2 years before Tua can actually, you know, put a bid in for that role. I know people are like, oh, it's the quarterback. He is the leader. No, y'all who know football understand what I'm saying. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. So if anything, if the case is really that, you know, the kid just got to continue to get better and become that guy, and he's not ready yet, but he will be, then the goal of this season is to develop coaches on the field and enough guys that know what's going on the field so that when we plug the new generation, the next group of people in, we can pick up where we left off instead of starting fresh with a whole new culture. Y'all got to understand, last year was a fresh start. This year is a fresh start. It wasn't a pickup from last year because it wasn't nothing but kids last year. But now you brought in the OGs to help mold those kids. So this is your real beginning of the new era. Not last year. Last year was clean house. Whatever we got, let's go compete and see who's going to make the cut out of this. That's all last year was. Let's see if we can find 4 or 5 gems out of this whole team that's going to make the cut and be around 2, 3 years from now. That's all last year was. Preparing for the future. This year is the beginning of the new era. That's my belief. So that's what I believe the focus is this year. In the process, we want to try to win games. And as a cherry on top, we make a playoff run. We actually go to the playoffs. Go ahead and give these young guys some of that early experience in their career of actually going to play on the highest level. Play on the highest level. TD, that's why I asked you yesterday on your live about if we got a top 3 pick, would you pick, because if Tua don't play this year, do we pick Trevor Lawrence? Let me tell you something, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am already sold on the fact that if we can get Trevor Lawrence, draft him. Why? This has nothing to do with, oh, I don't think Tua's going to be the future. Tua still might be the future. But that's what you call real competition. Let's be fair here. Fitzpatrick was never competition for Tua. Because Tua on the sideline smiling knowing that he gone next year. That's not real competition. And they already got rid of Rosen. The real competition is somebody who can actually take over this franchise and you got to worry about it. So why would I have two quarterbacks that can do that? Because in the very first camp, if Trevor Lawrence comes into this league healthy, just like Joe Burrow, he will be start material week 1. So we'd have a real training camp. Best guy wins the job. Because if Tua doesn't beat Trevor out after sitting for a whole year, then you could still go get another first-round pick or maybe even more for Tua. And if Tua does beat out Trevor, he was the highest commodity in the draft. Which one of y'all quarterback-needy teams that just couldn't get it done this year because you didn't have the draft capital or the status, who wants him? What are you willing to give up? You're going to flip your money. You're going to flip your money. So I bring in, and Greer already said it. Who knows? I might draft a quarterback this year and next year. He said that before the draft. He said we got enough assets to draft a quarterback this year and next year if we wanted to. So I'm all for it. Don't you want to increase your odds, Miami Dolphin fans? Do you think Tua is like heads and shoulders above Trevor Lawrence? No. Yes? Come on. Come in. Come here. Come here. You want to hang out with me? All that wild hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
Say Tua.
Dada.
Say Trevor.
Dada.
Uh-oh. Oh, you going to be our quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that would be a smart thing though. Draft them both. You don't lose. You're gonna get that asset back one way or another, and more. You're gonna get more than the pick. You're gonna get 2 first rounders out of it.
That what?
And it's probably gonna be a trash team that need a quarterback. They're gonna lose again with them and give you a high draft pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you. You love me too?
Yeah.
You better let me too. What?
Yeah.
I don't speak that language. I don't know what you're talking about.
Daddy.
Yes.
Dada.
Doctor.
Dada.
I don't speak that language, man. You're going to have to translate it for me somehow, okay? But tell them bye-bye.
No.
No. You want to go bye-bye?
No.
Okay, then talk. Speak. Say hi.
Hi.
Say, let's go Dolphins.
Daddies.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, love you. All right, you ready to go and go to the park?
No.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you understood now. I hate to see Houston go down like that, but it benefits the fans. Yes, it does. And I'm with it, man. I would get both quarterbacks. I would bring them into camp, and you got Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa competing for a starting role.
Daddy.
The coaches will literally,
Daddy.
yes, sir. Yeah, that too. Okay. And they'll be competing for a starting role, and the coaches can make a great decision. They got 2 guys that are balling, and now they, yes.
And George.
Yes, that too. And they got 2 guys that are balling, and now they can feel good about who they select. So, are you streaming the game tonight? Yes. Monday Night Football makes the team better. Yes, man, that would be a good thing if we had both quarterbacks in camp. And then whoever doesn't win the job, You trade block. Who wants them? You're going to have 4 to 5 teams calling, and they're not going to be talking about 1 first-round pick. They're going to be talking about 2. Now, we hope Tua wins the battle. Actually, we need Tua to win the battle over Trevor, because Trevor will get more value than Tua, because we already had him for a year, and teams will feel like if you kept Trevor over Tua, something must be wrong with Tua. So we actually would need Tua to win that battle. We would need him to, because Trevor's going to bring you 2 to 3 first rounders. Easy. So I'm with it, man. I would do it. Especially back to back. You'd only be spending about $16 million at the position. Tua's salary and Trevor's salary is only $16 a year. These teams out here paying $40 now. It's still a win. So I'm with it. Yes, sir. Huh? Buzz?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Buzz. I do.
You're pointing to your knee. I don't know.
Yeah, box.
All right. It's time to go, okay?
Okay.
All right, say bye-bye.
No. Bye-bye.
No bye-bye? You want me to keep streaming?
No.
No? So bye-bye?
No.
Man, you got to stop saying your favorite word, okay? Sometimes you can say yes, okay?
Okay.
Say yes.
Yes.
All right. You want to eat?
Yeah.
You want to drink?
Yeah. Sick.
All right, so say bye-bye.
No. Yeah.
Okay, now you get it. All right, y'all. I love y'all, man. We finna get out of here. I'm going to go love on the babies. I'll see y'all for Monday Night Football. Y'all stay up, man.
Daddy.
Yes.
I eat.
Okay, we're going to go eat now, okay? Come on, let's go eat. All right, say bye-bye.
No.
All right, bye-bye, y'all. I'll see y'all later. You got to make your mind up, homie.
Daddy.
Huh?
I eat.
You eat? Mommy got to do your hair?